Good morning, my dear students. Today in this session I am going to explain you English Unit 5. The name of the chapter Unit 5 the name of the chapter is The Tiger's Claw. The Tiger's Claw Part 1. See children, I am going to explain you this chapter in my own words. In this unit it reads about the writer's encounter with a fierce tiger. The writer was sleeping in a station house of railways. When he opened his eyes, he saw at the door a tiger pushing in, and it was a muddled moment for the writer. The writer felt it like a dream, but when he found it to be a fact, he thought that the fertilizer company would have to manage without his lecturers from the following day. Somehow, he had recollections regarding a circus. He recalled how the circus man just with a chair managed a whole menagerie, and he took up a chair to keep the tiger at bay. With great strength, he drew the table towards and a stool and made a stockade for him in a corner. Still, the growling of the tiger made him feel that his end was near. The tiger was behaving like that. Now, writer felt that now he is going to eat him up and this is the end of his life. The writer held up the chair like a shield and flourished it to the tiger. The tiger fell back a step or two, but the way the tiger was waving its tail and scratching the floor with his forepaws was breath-stopping for the writer. Go to the part 2. Now see what happened. Now in next part. When the tiger could not manage to get hold of the writer, even with his best efforts, see, tiger made his best efforts, but still he was not able to catch the writer. He sprang upon on the table behind which the writer was hiding and perched himself on it from being on the roof of the table. The tiger tried to strike the writer down, but the writer defended himself with a chair and stool. The tiger was so close to the writer that writer could feel his breath on him. Just too near. Tiger was too near to the writer. That writer could feel his breathing. The tiger was breathing so fast. The writer in the corner was just a hair's breadth out of the tiger's reach. Not being successful, the tiger jumped down and walked about the table, looking for a gap. The writer rattled the chair a couple of times, but now the chair had lost all its terror for him. The tiger sat upon on his haunches in front of the writer, thinking about how best to get him. The tiger scrutinized the writer's arrangement, espied a gap, and thrust his paw in. The writer felt very angry. Both the tiger and the writer had become bloodthirsty now. Luckily, he found a long knife lying nearby. Who found a long knife? A writer found a long knife nearby. He picked it up and drove it into the tiger's paw. The tiger withdrew his paw, being mad with pain. But again he thrust it in, and the writer cut off 3 of his claws. The writer says proudly that those claws, mounted on gold, are hanging around the necks of his daughters. Now, you can see over here in the picture, tiger's claws are hanging.